One. Hey there, folks. I am the Mighty Plantain. Thanks for checking out this video. We've got something here from New Belgium Brewing. This is their special release Oakspire Bourbon Barrel Ale. It's a collaboration with Knob Creek. Hey, there's a decent bourbon right there. Smooth notes of toffee, vanilla, and caramel. 9% ABV. It's an ale aged on oak spirals and bourbon barrel char. Huh. So they took the bourbon barrels and either scraped the char out of them or charred up the wood. So, it's a pretty decent looking beer. It's kind of a bittersweet thing here. We are opening a New Belgium beer, and I'm not sure when I'm going to post this, but I'm sure those of you who follow the craft beer world will know what's happened with New Belgium before this airs. Sold to foreign interests, which sucks. I mean, let's be honest. It's one of those things where we see the craft beer industry getting consolidated under larger conglomerates. But in the case of New Belgium, it's kind of a bittersweet thing. Thanks to the fact that they're employee-owned, an ESOP, employee stock ownership program company, a lot of the folks who work there, who by all accounts are going to be retaining their jobs, as well as management will be retaining their jobs, these guys are sitting on a decent payout because the company that bought them paid enough for their shares of stock that every single employee is going to benefit. And they're 100% employee-owned, which means every share of company stock, well, maybe not every share, was owned by an employee, but every share of active company stock that wasn't currently encumbered by a loan, it gets into the ESOP structure if you'll really look into that. But every share of stock that somebody got paid for instead of a trust getting paid for was actually going straight into an employee's pocket. I guess even the lowest payout they're seeing is $100,000. So that's a decent nest egg for fucking retirement, right? It's enough to pay off your house. Well, it's enough to pay off my house, minus another $18,000. Shit, I probably shouldn't have said that out loud. But anyway, I hate mortgages, man. We took out a mortgage for $120,000 9 months ago. We have paid $9,000 towards that, and yet only less than $2,000 towards the balance. I mean, fuck me. Only mortgages and student loans are like that. Car loans, personal loans, you're better off taking out a fucking personal loan to buy a house. But then again, they won't loan you that much because of the collateral thing. All right. I'm not going to get off on that tangent. I was talking about employee-owned companies. So it's kind of bittersweet to see New Belgium get sold to a larger interest because we don't like seeing that happen in the craft beer industry. But the folks who work there got a decent payday out of it thanks to the fact that they were an employee-owned ESOP. So, again, it's a little bittersweet. Let's ignore the fact that, you know, the company that's buying them gave a couple grand to some kind of death squad. It's something like that. Read up on Kirin Ichiban. I think that's the Little Lion World Beverages. Anyway, there's some very interesting facts and opinions on this whole thing. I just read an open online forum where one person wrote up an article about the sale, and then they submitted opinions from, I think, at least 12, maybe 15 other individuals who were big in the employee ownership world. And it's really, really interesting to see all the different viewpoints on this. But you can distill some very interesting facts out of the different opinions as well. Anyway, read up on it, folks. Check every source of information you can find on it. Because again, that roundtable discussion that roundtable forum is really, really interesting. But bottom line, God, I need to shut up, don't I? Bottom line is, with the New Belgium sale, it's kind of sucks, but it's hard to be sad for the people who work there. Because as far as we know right now, they are still keeping their jobs. So, that plus a decent payout, hey, that's kind of a success story as well. Anyway, I better get off the soapbox. Let's talk about the fucking beer, right? This actually does look like a bourbon. It's slightly hazy, got a nice caramel color to it. Looks more like bourbon than beer. So that's really interesting. I mean, like a really light bourbon, but still, it's got that color to it. Slightly effervescent, slightly hazy. There's not a whole lot of bubbles coming up from that nucleation point on the bottom there, but... At 9% ABV, I was expecting a more boozy aroma. If you couldn't tell by the whistle and the sniffle, I am a little stuffed up, but I haven't had any trouble smelling other stuff this evening, so... Yeah, I'm just getting a slight hint of woodiness off of it. No real booziness or anything like that. So, a bit of a neutral aroma. Slightly plugged sniffer will take that into account. But still, I am getting almost zero booziness off of this. That in and of itself is impressive. Wow. It's actually got a bit of a medium mouthfeel. It doesn't feel as heavy as it looks. It definitely doesn't feel as heavy as I would have thought a barrel-aged beer would be. It's actually crisp up front and mellow. Very smooth. Slightly woody. I'm getting some woodiness and some char. Maybe a very slight hint of bourbon flavor in the finish. I'm not picking up on the vanilla, caramel, and toffee. What they mentioned on the label. And maybe a hint of vanilla there on the back end, but not like overtly. Again, it's an incredibly smooth, easy to drink beer for a 9% barrel-aged beer. I'm just getting some woodiness and char. Maybe a slight hint of that vanilla in the finish, but nothing else is really leaping out at me. I am impressed, though, by how smooth and easy to drink it is given its character. And again, a slight bit of bourbon flavor. Pardon, but it's not happening right away. It's like after I swallow and wait a few seconds, then the bourbon flavor kicks in. And the finish is really odd. Ooh, hiccups are trying to make their way through here. I'll try to stifle those. So it's a very interesting beer. And just like the sale of New Belgium, I don't quite know what to think of it. I'm hitting it with at least a 3.5 out of 5. Now, on a scale of 1 to 5, 2.5 is average. I think I'm going to bump this up to a 4. I'm just really impressed with how easy it is to drink for a 9% barrel-aged beer. There's just nothing... There's just... I shouldn't say nothing. There's just not enough complexity to it for me to bump it up higher than that. I'm just getting the wood, the char, slight hints of vanilla, and a little bit of a bourbon flavor in the finish. But again, I am so impressed by how smooth and easy a drink it is that it's getting bumped up to the 4 out of 5 for me. I'm really liking it, and I think I could go for more of these. But that's just what I have to say about it. Make sure to hit me up down in the comments and the email link below. Love to hear what you have to say about this beer. While you're at it, don't forget to like and share this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for listening to me go off about the whole employee ownership thing and all the other crap there. May have had a few beers tonight. Yeah, a couple of whiskeys before that. What? Anyway, it's a very complex subject, and it's easy to jump to one conclusion and form a quick knee-jerk opinion about the whole New Belgium sale. But again, it's a very complex and complicated and very interesting subject. Just as interesting as this beer itself. So do your research, folks. Look it up. Check it out. Form an opinion of your own. Don't let anybody else tell you what to think. And then hit me up down in the comments, the email link, if you want to discuss the whole ESOP thing, the New Belgium sale. Love to hear your opinions and thoughts on that as well. Like I said, 12 to 15 different experts in the field of employee ownership chiming in gives you a very wide perspective on the whole thing, and I still don't know what the fuck to think for myself. I think I'm just going to go with, it sucks that they sold to a conglomerate, but fucking cheers to the guys and girls who work there, because this is what the employee ownership thing is all about, is your payday and your nest egg for retirement, and it sounds like you guys have got it. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Cheers. Hey there, folks. Ugh. Chill. We're going to redo that. 3. Hang on. God damn it. 3, 2.